Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for December 17th through the 23rd, 2012. And so our hearts go out to the children and adults who lost their lives in the elementary school in Connecticut. And we just want to take some time right now to really send so much love, and I ask you all just to join me in a healing circle energetically. And we just want to send out all the love and support to those families and their friends and everyone who all the students in that school. We just ask that the Holy Spirit and be with them and bring them peace in their hearts and clarity. And I get a sense that the children, when I was tuning to them a little earlier, I felt not only from the children but all the people who lost their lives there yesterday, a tremendous amount of peace and love. It was so profound and so beautiful. And one of the things I was noticing is that, in the midst of tragedy, God still is present in terms of the love. He doesn't create the tragedies. We as humans, those of us who commit these things because of whatever has happened to them, and the veil of illusion that has clouded their own truth and their own soul's purpose at that moment has caused that to happen. But the reality of God's love is still able to speak through, as I notice that this situation is causing change, and it's become a point for change to happen, where we're now really and just noticing on Facebook, and when I was walking in New York City yesterday, I was hearing conversations about our laws and that need to change, about giving guns and putting guns in people's hands, and also now greater clarity about the violence that is so much perpetuated through in so many different ways, through the video games, through our human history with war, and so in all of its forms that violence has taken place. And so that there seems to be an awakening, and this is God's way of transmuting the tragedy into love that will have a higher purpose for the entire world. So as we become more aware now that we no longer need violence in our lives, and that this will hopefully begin to help us all take a stand in our lives individually. There are choices that we can make, one person at a time, that will create peace in our world, as well as getting involved in a collective way with our government, and and asking for this change in our lives as well. So so we want to really just pray for peace, and pray for peace within ourselves and within our hearts, and let that be our focus, to not really challenge or judge ourselves, but to look at ways that we can create peace in our lives, is the best focus, and the best way that we can honor the children and the adults that lost their lives is by taking that first step to eliminate the cause for violence and the use of guns and in our lives and in the world. So, let's take a look at this week's reading and see what the angels have to say to us. And what I was shown for this week's reading was the angel number 517, which in Doreen Virtue's angel number book says, keep going with your renewed positive outlook and affirmation, as this is making a healthy difference in your life. So let's take a look and see what cards are coming up for us this week. And the first card is from the Archangel deck, and it represents for us the theme and the Archangel that we will be working with for this week. And the card is Angel Therapy, and it's the Archangel Raphael. And so the card says, give your cares and worries to us angels, and allow us to take your burdens. So Archangel Raphael is really saying here that there are a lot of things that are on our minds, that we, and burdens, the things that we don't have to take on. We don't have to carry and walk around with these things in our hearts. It's about witnessing the truth and the reality of God's love, and know that God's state of being. I love the quote in A Course in Miracles. You probably heard me say it again before, but it says that nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And so we have to realize that our illusions that the ego creates for us, that they're not real. Only God's love and God's peace is real. And because our souls are created by God, and our souls are one with God, we too have this gift of peace available to us at all times. And so it is not for us to walk around and carry those burdens and situations that are going on before us, because what's really going on is what you're seeing and witnessing is the illusion that God, the universe, and the angels are always there to support us, and they're always ready to work out and correct any errors in our lives that our ego creates. And so once we witness, and this is what Jesus meant when he said, turn the other cheek. He didn't mean, he was really talking about turning away from the ego, so that when your ego tries to convince you that your reality is lack, or a lack of abundance, or lack of anything that you need, and that you're in a state of want, that you're to turn away from that and look towards the truth, and knowing what your truth is, knowing what the truth is knowing what divine inheritance is, and knowing what God's truth is for you and I as his children in the world. And so that there's nothing that we lack truly. It is the perception of the ego that is creating that. And so that when we turn to in any situation, instead of witnessing the ego's presentation about you to yourself, witness God's truth instead. And in that way, turn the cheek, meaning turn towards your reality of your soul and witness that. And so know that any burdens that you're carrying, although they may appear to be very real to you, but that the solution for seeing what's really going on is in God's hands. And so so many times, we find ourselves worried about something, and that all along, and you can look back in your past, in your life, that somehow you've come through. And that was because the truth that was always behind it all, God's truth, God's peace for you, God's understanding and love, was always hearing and understanding what you needed, and working to bring that towards you. So let's take a look at the next card. And this is for Monday, Tuesday, and also represents the focus for the week. And we're using the Archangel Michael deck by Doreen Virtue. And the card says, make a commitment. Okay? So, the prayer at the bottom of the card says, Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. And what I was getting a little bit earlier is that this card is that I saw the number 580, the angel number. And this number means keep your focus on God and spirituality, and all your earthly needs will be divinely taken care of. So here, what I'm getting a sense of is that Archangel Michael is saying is that we have to make a commitment. In this case, make a commitment to God's truth. Make a commitment to yourself. I know for me, what grounds and anchors me is that I've made a commitment in my belief, because belief is everything. Belief is the foundation to faith, and we need faith in order to be true witnesses to God's truth. And so what I have accepted is that no matter what is going on in my life, no matter what is happening in the world, that God's love is a constant, that is always there and is always understanding and answering me, even when I feel like I am not experiencing that at all. And I ground myself it gives me immediate peace, because I am committed to that belief. I'm committed to the belief that that the body heals itself, and that I'm committed to the belief that the world is not going to be destroyed, because I know that the love of God is like the love of a parent, or even greater, and no parent would do such a thing. So, you ground yourself in certain beliefs, and you make a commitment to that, and that belief, and stand on a foundation where you fully believe and trust in God, and the love of the universe shifts the outcome of things happening in your life. No matter what happens, you will find the clarity and the way out. Okay, so let's take a look at the next card. So this week, make a commitment to yourself. At the beginning of the week, make a commitment to seeing the truth, seeing love, the love behind everything that is happening. All right, and let's take a look at the next card, which is for the middle of the week. Okay, so we have a little pattern here. It says, decide to be happy. Okay, and they were showing me a vision. It looked like a hangman, but instead of a head being there, what was hanging from it was the number 6, which means, to not worry. It always comes to my mind the song by Bart Marley, which is don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. So when I see that number and I feel the music and the ease of that, I understand it right away. And so in this card, the prayer says, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all of the goodness in my life. So here again, just on the heels of what I just said, and which will help us. And so this is the action card for the week. And so that decision that we were just talking about, and making a commitment to the way that we see our world, is very important. And notice that we had similar words, open my heart. Okay, and so right now it's all about channeling the love in our world. Your soul is a channel of love. It isn't. You don't have to figure out how to do it. All you need to do is really tap into your soul's understanding. We have greater access to this now as we're getting closer and closer to December 21st and that shift in consciousness, which has already been happening. And so now if you ask for guidance from your soul, and ask to see the love and to be restored to the truth of the universe, you will find that it will help happen. Excuse me. you will receive it immediately. This is so important. So being happy is a choice. Seeing the world through the lens of the ego or the lens of love is a choice that we now have, and it's very clear to us. And all we have to do is really tap into that. So when you feel like, or if you're feeling like right now that you're kind of like hanging by a thread, just know that everything is going to be all right. And so this is a time of there's something that this week that you're trying to make a decision about, and you're worried about things not going well. Know that it is going to go well, and that everything, the outcome in the end will be satisfactory and fulfilling. And what we need to do is allow the angels, allow God and the universe to step in and take care of those worries for us. So let's take a look at the card for the weekend. And the card for the weekend, and this is the gift also. This card represents the gift or the lesson that we're learning. And it says the person that you're asking about is trustworthy. And the prayer at the bottom of the card says, thank you for helping me have faith so I can open my heart wider in my relationships. I am grateful for protection, ensuring that only trustworthy people are in my life. Okay, and so so the gift here is about, trust, and if there's someone that you've been questioning or concerned about, they're giving you to go ahead to really trust this person, and also that trust is a gift within itself, because when we learn to trust and keep our hearts open, first of all, you don't have to worry. The ego will tell you, oh, well, you've been through this before and this happened. But the thing is, now you have access to listen to your heart, to listen to your soul. Ask your soul, not your mind. Don't judge the person, but ask your soul, is this person in alignment for you? Or is this person or the situation in alignment for you? Let your soul be your GPS. When you feel a discord, it is like the GPS saying rerouting, or it's recalculating because you are departing from the route that you had set forth as your goal in the beginning. So it's like, when you feel that discord or that dissonance in your soul, it's because you're getting away from the goal. And so you can use this guidance, which comes through your feelings, as either negative or positive. But negative means you're going in the wrong direction, and the positive means that and the inspiration and the passion, as it increases, is letting you know that you're getting closer and closer to your goal or destination. And so the lesson that we can learn here in keeping our hearts open, as we see that this has been a theme in all of the cards, is that we can trust our souls. You're not putting your trust in anyone else. What you're doing is putting your trust in the love of God and in your soul, which is really connected fully to the love of God. And so whatever is, for the weekend, just really trust your heart and trust your soul. Keep it open. Don't close your heart, because what it does is it keeps you it keeps you disconnected from your soul's truth. And that is the one thing that you don't want to be without. It's just like you don't want to be without your GPS and you're going to someplace, a destination that you have no idea where you're going. So if you wouldn't want to be without your GPS, you don't want to be without your soul. Okay? And let's take a look at the final card from the fairies, and it's Make Music. And so this card, what I saw And let me just go back because I just remembered they showed me the number 3 with this card as well. So this speaks to, you know, some kind of ascended master or Jesus. And so also know that they're working with you as well. Archangel Michael, call upon them to help you to have clarity of your what your soul is trying to say to you. And this card, Make Music, they were showing me the number 55. So creating change in your life. So, you know, music, you know, of course, is part of the arts. And, you know, and I know as a musician that, you know, it takes a lot of practice. And so, but also making music or art or writing or whatever it is that you can do that's artistic, it's a way for you to shift. It's a way for you to listen to your soul. It's intuitive. And so, you know, try sometimes just doing something to take your mind off of your worries. Be creative. And that creativity period, with music or art or writing or whatever, a dance or movement, it allows for you to get clarity. It allows you, first of all, you're engaging with your soul and all of its gifts, and then it allows you to get clarity, which can really allow some new ideas to come in or things you didn't think about that will help you to get those messages that will create change for you. So sometimes we get stuck and we feel and we're stuck with worry, and it kind of like keeps us kind of makes us feel like we're stuck or in a trap or that we can't move. And so by engaging in music or some kind of creative activity, even if you're not very gifted at it, just to do it, to loosen you up, to get you out of your head and to get you into your heart source, will help you to come in contact with those ideas that will refresh your mind and give you new perspective, and that will help you know, you to keep moving forward and discovering who you are and helping you to get those ideas that create a great deal of change in your life. And so we thank you for joining us, and hope that this has been very helpful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me, and I hope, Wendy, that this kind of answers some of your questions. If it doesn't, then just, you know, write me about it. And we thank you for, you know, all the new subscribers, and for all the likes. We thank you for just being who you are and being the angels that you are, and working so hard to create change and abundance in your own lives, because knowing that you're doing this work, you become unknowingly an example to others of the truth. You become a witness of the truth, and help them. By being who you are, you create change for them. They begin to recognize their truth through you. And so that's very powerful. And so I surround you with wings of love and send you lots and lots of angel blessings. And we will see you next week. Until then, God's many blessings upon you and our world. And we pray for peace. Thank you.